What if the reason you wake up exhausted, can't sleep, feel anxious, and your muscles keep cramping has nothing to do with age or stress, and everything to do with one mineral quietly missing from your plate? A mineral so essential that your heart cannot beat properly without it, your brain cannot calm itself without it. And right now, over half of all adults in the Western world aren't getting enough. The mineral is magnesium. And the solution isn't in a pill bottle. It never was. Today I'm showing you 16 plants packed with magnesium, plants you can grow, forage, or find at any grocery store. Stay with me, because number 6 has a history that goes back to Roman military campaigns, and modern science just confirmed why those soldiers were right. For most of human history, magnesium deficiency was almost unheard of. Not because people were luckier, but because the plants they ate every single day were loaded with it. Wild greens, saved seeds, slow-cooked beans, roots dug from the earth. Our great-grandparents didn't know the word magnesium, but their bodies were full of it. Then modern food happened. Soil got depleted. Processing stripped nutrients away. Seeds got thrown in the trash. And we ended up tired, wired, and wondering why. Today we go back. 16 plants. Real history. Real science. Practical habits you can start today. Let's get into it. Number 1. Pumpkin seeds. The mineral pharmacy in your palm. One small handful, just 1 ounce, of pumpkin seeds delivers 150 milligrams of magnesium. That's over a third of your entire daily requirement. For centuries, farming families dried and roasted these seeds every harvest season. What looked like frugality was actually precision nutrition. Magnesium governs over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body: energy production, muscle relaxation, nerve signaling, blood sugar control. None of it works properly without enough of it. Pumpkin seeds deliver it efficiently and deliciously. A quarter cup of raw or lightly roasted pumpkin seeds daily, on salads, in oatmeal, or eaten plain. Every October when people throw pumpkin seeds in the trash, they're throwing away their medicine. Stop doing that. Number 2. Chia seeds, the endurance fuel that survived conquest. The Raramuri people of northwestern Mexico are legendary for running hundreds of miles through rugged mountain terrain. Their fuel? A small pouch of chia seeds mixed with water. About 95 milligrams of magnesium per ounce, plus omega-3s, calcium, and fiber that forms a slow-releasing gel in your digestive system. Sustained energy for hours with no crash. Spanish conquistadors actually suppressed chia cultivation to break indigenous independence. For 2 centuries, this seed nearly vanished. Modern sports science has since confirmed what the Raramuri already knew. Magnesium is critical for muscle function and endurance recovery. 2 tablespoons in your morning water, oatmeal, or smoothie. No cooking, no prep. 2 minutes to build a habit with thousands of years of wisdom behind it. Number 3. Almonds, the ancient prescription that never expired. The almond tree appears in the Bible, in Egyptian tomb paintings, and in the writings of Hippocrates. Civilizations with no contact with each other all independently concluded. This nut is medicine. About 76 milligrams of magnesium per ounce alongside vitamin E and healthy monounsaturated fats. Here's what most people miss. Magnesium plays a direct role in insulin sensitivity. Large population studies consistently show higher magnesium intake is linked to significantly lower rates of type 2 diabetes. The ancient habit of eating almonds daily wasn't taste preference. It was metabolic protection. 20 to 25 raw almonds daily. Soak them overnight to improve mineral absorption. The ancient prescription is still valid. It just doesn't have a marketing budget. Number 4. Flaxseed, 30,000 years of wisdom in 1 tablespoon. Archaeologists found flax fibers in a prehistoric cave in Georgia, dating back 30,000 years. Hippocrates prescribed it. Charlemagne in the 8th century passed actual laws requiring his subjects to eat it. That is an unbroken chain of human wisdom stretching across 30 millennia. About 40 milligrams of magnesium per tablespoon, plus plant-based omega-3s and lignans, compounds with documented anti-inflammatory and hormone-balancing effects confirmed by modern research. Always use ground flaxseed, not whole. Whole seeds pass through your body largely undigested. 1 tablespoon ground stirred into oatmeal or a smoothie every morning. 30,000 years of human wisdom. 10 seconds to add it to breakfast. Number 5. Spinach, the emperor of greens. Persian healers called it the king of vegetables. Catherine de' Medici was so devoted to spinach, she brought it from Florence to France when she married the French king, and dishes served Florentine style still honor her obsession today. About 78 milligrams of magnesium per half cup cooked. But here's the critical detail most people miss. Raw spinach contains oxalic acid that binds to magnesium and blocks absorption. Light cooking breaks down oxalic acid completely, making the nutrients dramatically more bioavailable. A mountain of raw spinach delivers far less magnesium than a small portion of cooked spinach. Sauté in olive oil with garlic for 4 minutes. Add to soups and eggs. Cook it. Always cook it. The emperor deserves its throne back. Number 6. Swiss chard, the Roman warrior's vegetable. Roman field commanders observed directly. Soldiers who ate chard regularly had measurably greater physical endurance. They couldn't measure magnesium or electrolytes. They didn't need to. They could see the results. About 75 milligrams of magnesium per half cup cooked, nearly identical to spinach. But Swiss chard uniquely contains a compound called betaine, which reduces homocysteine levels in the blood. High homocysteine is a significant independent risk factor for both cardiovascular disease and cognitive decline. Combined with its magnesium content, this is a genuinely powerful protective vegetable. Sauté with olive oil, garlic, and red pepper flakes. Add to bean soups at the end of cooking. Grow it in your garden. It's more heat and cold tolerant than spinach and produces abundantly all season. The Romans were right about this one. If this is changing how you think about food and healing plants, hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second and it helps this information reach the people who need it most. Subscribe if you haven't. We post daily reconnecting people with the plant wisdom their great-grandparents took for granted. Now let's keep going, because the next plants are where things get really interesting. Number 7. Black beans, the foundation of civilizations. Indigenous peoples of Mesoamerica built entire civilizations around corn, squash, and beans, the 3 sisters, grown and eaten together as a complete nutritional system. Black beans were the mineral and protein anchor, about 60 milligrams of magnesium per half cup cooked. But here's what's fascinating. Your gut microbiome directly controls how much magnesium you absorb from everything you eat. The soluble fiber in black beans feeds the beneficial gut bacteria that improve your intestinal lining's ability to absorb minerals. Black beans don't just deliver magnesium. They improve your capacity to absorb it from every other food on your plate. Half a cup 3 to 4 times per week, in soups, stews, or grain bowls. They cost almost nothing and store for years. Industrial food convinced people beans were poor man's food. That was one of the most costly nutritional myths ever sold. Number 8. Avocado. 10,000 years of brain food. Most people think avocado is just a healthy fat source. They're missing the bigger picture. About 58 milligrams of magnesium in a whole avocado, potassium levels higher than a banana, and oleic acid, the same heart-protective fat that makes olive oil valuable. Indigenous Mesoamerican peoples cultivated avocado for at least 10,000 years. Aztec healers specifically recommended it to pregnant women, an intuition validated by modern science given its folate and magnesium content, both critical for fetal neural development. The healthy fats in avocado also act as carriers for fat-soluble nutrients, improving absorption of other vitamins when eaten alongside leafy greens. Half an avocado daily, on toast, in salads, alongside eggs. Adding avocado to a spinach salad isn't just tasty, it's nutritionally strategic. Number 9. Buckwheat, the peasant's miracle with serious science. Despite the name, buckwheat contains no wheat and no gluten. It's actually a seed botanically related to rhubarb, about 86 milligrams of magnesium per cup cooked, plus a unique compound called rutin found in virtually no other common food. Rutin strengthens capillary walls, improves circulation, and has documented blood pressure-reducing effects in modern research. In Russia, it's eaten as kasha, toasted groats cooked in broth, a daily staple for centuries. In Japan, soba noodles have been central to the diet for 400 years. Both traditions recognized buckwheat left people with stable, sustained energy through hard winters and hard physical work. The rutin and magnesium combination explains exactly why. Toast groats in a dry pan before cooking. It deepens the flavor beautifully. Use soba noodles as a pasta alternative. The peasants eating buckwheat through harsh winters weren't eating poorly, they were eating wisely. Number 10. Hemp seeds, the plant almost lost to politics. Hemp seeds are nutritionally extraordinary, and they nearly vanished from American diets not because of anything wrong with them, but because 20th century drug policy banned them for decades. About 197 milligrams of magnesium per 100 grams, among the highest of any plant food. Complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids, and an ideal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats that researchers associate with reduced systemic inflammation. George Washington and Thomas Jefferson both grew hemp. It was listed in the U.S. Pharmacopoeia as a medicinal plant until 1942. The political history of hemp is a case study in how policy creates nutritional poverty. 3 tablespoons of hemp hearts stirred into oatmeal, blended into smoothies, or sprinkled over salads. No cooking needed. Mild, nutty flavor. Remarkable nutrition. It's available again. Use it. Number 11. Dark chocolate, the bitter medicine. The Aztecs knew. When I say dark chocolate, I mean 70% cacao or higher. Not milk chocolate, not candy bars. The real thing. About 64 milligrams of magnesium per ounce, plus theobromine and flavanols, compounds we now know support cardiovascular health, reduce inflammation, and improve blood flow to the brain. The Aztecs consumed cacao not as a sweet treat, but as a powerful medicinal drink taken before battle and during healing ceremonies. When Hernán Cortés observed Montezuma drinking it daily, he described it as something that builds resistance and fights fatigue. He was observing real effects confirmed centuries later by peer-reviewed research. 1 to 2 squares of genuine dark chocolate daily. Minimal ingredients: cacao, cocoa butter, a little sugar, nothing else. The more bitter it tastes, the more medicine it's delivering. Number 12. Purslane, the wild medicine in your backyard. This might be the most surprising plant on this entire list. Purslane is a low-growing succulent with small, rounded leaves and a slightly lemony, crisp flavor, and it grows wild in garden beds, sidewalk cracks, and roadsides across most of North America. Most people pull it out as a weed. They're pulling out their medicine, about 68 milligrams of magnesium per 100 grams, comparable to spinach, plus something astonishing. Purslane is the richest plant source of omega-3 fatty acids on Earth. Ancient Greece, traditional Chinese medicine, indigenous North American traditions, and Middle Eastern cuisine all independently identified this plant as valuable. That cross-cultural convergence across unconnected civilizations is a powerful signal. Learn to identify it confidently first, use a reliable field guide or plant ID app, Then eat it raw in salads, sauté with garlic and olive oil, or add to soups at the end of cooking. The medicine is already growing in your yard. Number 13. Mulberry leaves, the blood sugar secret, in plain sight. Most people know mulberry trees only for their berries, but in traditional Chinese medicine, practitioners valued the leaf far more. Mulberry leaves contain compounds called aminosugars that directly slow the intestinal enzymes breaking carbohydrates down into glucose. In practical terms, mulberry leaf before a meal measurably slows blood sugar spikes after eating. Combined with significant magnesium content and magnesium's own role in insulin sensitivity, this plant is a genuinely powerful blood sugar support system that most people walk right past. Dried mulberry leaf tea is widely available online and in herbal stores. Mild, pleasant, slightly sweet flavor. 1 cup before your largest meal of the day. Simple, accessible, and backed by 2,000 years of traditional use. Number 14. Oats, the humble healer with iron science behind it. Oats get dismissed as boring. That's a mistake. About 57 milligrams of magnesium per cup cooked, alongside beta-glucan, a soluble fiber with some of the strongest research of any single food compound in existence. Beta-glucan slows glucose absorption, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and physically traps cholesterol before it enters your bloodstream. The FDA granted oats one of the very few food-based heart health claims ever approved. That's how strong the evidence is. Traditional Scottish and Northern European herbalists also used oat straw tea as a nervine tonic, a gentle support for the exhausted nervous system. Steel-cut oats over instant, less processed means lower glycemic impact. Top with ground flaxseed and pumpkin seeds, and you've built one of the most magnesium-rich breakfasts possible from completely ordinary ingredients. Number 15. Edamame, Japan's quiet longevity. Secret rural. Japanese populations consistently produced the highest concentrations of long-lived people ever recorded. When their traditional diets were carefully studied, one food appeared with striking regularity: edamame. Young soybeans eaten fresh, lightly salted, unchanged from how they've been consumed for over 2,000 years. About 50 milligrams of magnesium per half cup, complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids, and vitamin K2, the specific form that directs calcium into bones rather than allowing it to deposit in arteries. Magnesium relaxing blood vessel walls, K2 preventing arterial calcification. That combination directly addresses the 2 most common mechanisms behind cardiovascular disease. Frozen edamame in the shell, steam 5 minutes, salt lightly, eat exactly as they do in Japan. No complicated preparation, 2,000 years of longevity wisdom in a pod. Number 16, stinging nettle, the forgotten queen of herbal medicine. Traditional European herbalists sometimes called nettle simply the herb, as if no other plant needed a name. About 57 milligrams of magnesium per half cup cooked, alongside iron levels rivaling red meat, significant calcium, vitamin K, and anti-inflammatory compounds including quercetin that have been extensively studied in modern phytotherapy. European herbalists used it for joint pain and arthritis. Medieval healers prescribed it for anemia and fatigue, and given its iron content, they were seeing real results. Modern research has found nettle preparations can reduce the inflammatory response driving seasonal allergy symptoms with a gentler side effect profile than pharmaceutical antihistamines. Wear gloves when harvesting fresh nettles. The sting disappears completely with heat. Blanch briefly, then use exactly like cooked spinach, or brew dried nettles as tea. Our great-grandmothers made nettle soup every spring. They understood what research is now confirming. Nettle is the forgotten queen. She's been waiting a long time to be remembered. 16 plants, 16 different cultures and traditions, all pointing to the same truth. The plants around us contain what our bodies need. They always did. We simply forgot to eat them. Your action plan starting today. Add pumpkin seeds to your morning meal. Swap your afternoon snack for raw almonds. Cook your spinach and Swiss chard instead of eating them raw. Make a pot of black beans this week. 4 simple changes. No supplements, no complicated plans, no big spending. Magnesium deficiency isn't a mystery. It's the predictable outcome of removing mineral-dense whole plants from the center of the human diet. The solution isn't pharmaceutical. It's a return to eating the way every traditional culture on Earth independently discovered works. And, as always, consult your healthcare provider before making significant dietary changes, especially if you have existing conditions or take medications. If this video gave you something valuable today, hit that like button right now. Subscribe if you haven't. Daily, we bring you healing plant wisdom, homesteading knowledge, and the practical skills your great-grandparents considered basic literacy. Ring that notification bell so you never miss one, and leave a comment. Which plant surprised you most? Which one are you trying first? I read every single one. The wisdom is old, the science is catching up, and the plants are waiting. See you in the next one.